Listen to me carefully. We need to talk about the biggest asset on your balance sheet, your home. For decades, you've been told that buying a house is the ultimate path to wealth. It's a safe haven, they say. It always goes up, they say. Well, they are wrong. In 2026, real estate isn't a guaranteed gold mine for most people. It's becoming a financial suicide mission. We are seeing a massive shift in capital, and if you are standing on the wrong side of the border when the music stops, you are going to get crushed. I'm Kevin O'Leary, and my job is to protect capital. I don't care about your dream home or your white picket fence. I care about the math. And right now, the math in 5 specific states is screaming GETOT. If you buy a house in these states in 2026, you aren't an investor. Yeah, I'll say it, you're an idiot. You are literally donating your hard-earned wealth to greedy bureaucrats and failing systems. Stop the madness. Here are the 5 states you must avoid at all costs. The Golden State is turning into lead. Let's start with the elephant in the room, California. I love the weather, the food is fantastic, but as an investment, it's a dumpster fire. In 2026, California has become a predatory environment for anyone who owns anything. The state government looks at your home not as your sanctuary, but as their personal piggy bank. Between the highest state income taxes in the country and new, aggressive mansion taxes that are starting to trickle down to even mid-tier homes, your appreciation is being eaten alive. But it's not just the taxes, it's the regulations. If you want to build a deck or renovate a kitchen, you're looking at years of permits and thousands in fees. And if you're thinking about being a landlord, forget it. The laws are so anti-owner that you're basically a servant to your tenants. Capital is fleeing California for Texas and Florida. Why would you buy into a market where the smartest people are leaving? That's not a strategy, that's a tragedy. Don't buy in California. New York, the high rise debt trap. Look, New York City is the center of the world, I get it. But have you looked at the balance sheet of this state lately? It's a disaster. New York has a massive spending problem, and they only have one way to pay for it, you. In 2026, property taxes in suburbs like Westchester and parts of Long Island have reached levels that are frankly insulting. You're paying $30,000 and $48,000 a year just for the right to stand on the dirt. That's money that could be in the S&P 500 earning you 8% compounded. Instead, it's going into a black hole of government inefficiency. And let's talk about the city. The commercial real estate collapse has left a giant hole in the city's budget. Who do you think is going to fill that hole? The residential homeowner. They are going to squeeze you until you squeak. New York is a place to visit, a place to work for a few years, but in 2026, it is a terrible place to anchor your wealth. Number 3, Illinois. If you're thinking about buying a house in Chicago or the surrounding areas, I have one word for you: run. Illinois is facing a pension crisis that is mathematically impossible to solve without massive tax hikes. We're talking about billions in unfunded liabilities. When a state is this broke, they don't care about your home equity. They see your property as a locked asset that they can tax into oblivion because you can't pick up your house and move it across the border to Indiana. In many parts of Illinois, property taxes are already more than 2% of the home's value every single year. You're essentially rebuying your own house every 50 years from the government. Why would you lock your capital into a state that is drowning in debt? You're buying a ticket on the Titanic after it already hit the iceberg. Stop the madness. New Jersey, the land of perpetual taxes. New Jersey, the Garden State, more like the Graph State. New Jersey consistently has the highest property taxes in the United States. In 2026, the average homeowner here is paying a rent to the state that is higher than most people's mortgages in the Midwest. When you buy a house, you want your soldiers, your dollars, to go out and bring back more soldiers. In New Jersey, your soldiers are being kidnapped by the tax man at the border. There is no growth story here that justifies the carrying cost. You could have a house that doubles in price, and after you pay the property taxes and the exit taxes, you've barely broken even. It's a wealth-killing machine. Unless you absolutely have to live there for work, stay away. Your bank account will thank you. Washington State. The dream is dying finally, Washington. This one hurts because it used to be a safe haven. No state income tax, that was the big draw. But look at what's happening in 2026. The government in Olympia has seen how much money California is making from taxes, and they want a piece of the action. They are introducing capital gains, taxes, and the regulatory environment in Seattle is becoming a mirror image of San Francisco. They are making it harder to be a landlord and more expensive to own property. The cost of living vs. quality of life ratio is spinning out of control. When the tech giants start moving their headquarters or allowing everyone to work remotely from low-tax states, the housing demand in Washington is going to fall off a cliff. Don't be the one holding the bag when the tech money moves to Austin or Miami. Math doesn't have feelings. Look, I know this sounds harsh. You might love the mountains in Washington or the pizza in New York. That's fine. Go there on vacation. Buy a pizza. Take a hike. But do not confuse your lifestyle choices with your investment strategy. A house is the most expensive thing you will ever buy. If you put your money in a state that hates capital, you are murdering your future. In 2026, capital is smart. It's moving to states like Florida, Texas, Tennessee, and Nevada, places that treat you like a customer, not a victim. Invest where you are celebrated. Invest where the math works. And for heaven's sake, stop buying houses in states that are trying to keep you poor. Now, get to work.